Audio is now live.
Okay. Well, in that case, welcome everyone. Apologize for being absent a week, almost two. We figured out something to work tonight. Welcome back to the next session of Here Be Dragons. And without further ado, who will be giving our recap tonight?
I don't have my notebook, so I cannot.
I got yous.
Thank you,
Just
Drew.
quickly go watch last video.
Yeah. And like, watch an hour of content in 5 seconds.
Speed it up, you'll be
Basically,
fine.
it was just a bunch of milling about, you know. Corvus tried to meditate on the circle. Cheese tried to magic the circle. Which ended up in her getting a headache and walking in the wrong direction. Which she was a little bit interrogated by Lessla. Corvus tried talking with Rivelin. But possible meaning of forget-me-nots and druidic practices. Maybe how it would be said, so that had some bearing. But it just caused the wizard to caught up in his work. During the night, Cheese decided to sneak off into the forest, talking with a couple different creatures. Turtle, raccoon, and owl. Learning that the turtle had walked there, didn't remember why. The raccoon awesome men in green armor, and the owl noticed some oddness in the direction eastward. Cheese came back to the camp, stepping on Calico's tail, which woke everyone up. After things calmed down, Cheese went on the circle and decided to do a trance on it. Nothing happened. Little bit of chat between characters during breakfast, after which we discussed next course of action. We believe we search the direction Cheese figured might be something. Roughly when we had time to go, Lessla talked to the leader of this encampment. Did arrangements on the guy, which is going to be Citrus, who is not very happy about it. We're also working on the caveat of we'll have to get the law involved. After this, just to make everything all above board. Because the leader of this town has done something. You can't just go killing town leaders willy-nilly.
What do you mean? Of course you can.
So I think that's basically everything.
That's pretty much it. Much appreciated, Ruford. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
And I believe you are all about to set out. Correct?
That is correct.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So you all begin to make your way out of the camp. You were heading towards the town to scope it out, I believe was the plan.
I
Or
thought we were
the-
going in the direction of the weird thing.
The direction of the weird thing, right. Right. That just didn't remember which one you were doing first. Okay.
Yes. It was
Weird
weird thing first
thing
because if
first.
weird thing solves town, then we don't need to deal with town.
Mm-hmm.
Real and true.
So, weird thing first. You start heading off in that direction. I need everyone to go ahead and make me a survival check first.
All right.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Always a joy.
Less than 10.
7.
21.
Okay.
Makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, some,
Yeah.
some of you have indeed done better than others. Very
roll one for the
noticeably.
drink.
Oh my word, Inik.
You have to roll 1 for the drink.
Ruford, if you want, you can roll with advantage because of the Drake, but I don't think it's going to
I said,
matter.
I thought you just Rick rolls his own separate one.
No, he's giving you advantage for this, mostly because I don't want to be bothered to look up his survival.
Only like it's only like a +1, I think.
Yeah.
So
He's
that
just assisting you.
so that is the difference. We
Awesome.
have everyone that has pretty good modifiers.
Okay.
for-
Okay.
Well, if advantage, it would be 27. If not advantage, it would be 24.
No, it's advantage.
Yeah. So let me just put it
Lord.
this way. Let me just put it this way. We have everyone that's moderately good at wisdom stuff being everyone else. Then the nobles that have, are still above average. Mind you, +1 is still above average.
Mm-hmm.
People who are above average still
Yeah.
fail.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you all pretty reasonably determined that it's gonna take you probably a few hours. You'll probably arrive by nightfall.
Lovely.
You'll be
Love to
nearby
hear that.
there. So that's if you hustle. Like this part of the forest is a little bit thick and not quite well trodden through the area that you were directed towards, which makes sense as to why people aren't really going in there that often. And again, that's if you hustle. If you are trying to be quiet, then it will take you a little bit longer. You'll probably have to make camps somewhere for the night.
I am all for being quiet
Hmm.
and sneaky.
Well, I can do one or the other. Well, actually, I can't do both either. But
Look, I want to get the drop on whatever the fuck it is we're facing.
Tracking through an uncoded thing to ambush a unknown predatory creature that is mystical in origin. Caution is the most advisable, so it's either we can walk into the dark where it has the advantage, or we can stop mid-camp where it can see us.
She's just like
and has the advantage.
It has the advantage either way. It's just-
Potentially.
we could make a defendable camp.
Ruford,
Somewhat.
with your survival check, I will tell you that even predators, unless something is very, very wrong, the fire is not an ally to them in the night. If
Yes.
they have other
I'm aware.
options, they will not go for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you're not
Depending on
in
the
the area,
predator.
so yeah, if you're not in the area that you're talking about, that you're really concerned about, and if you are not, if you're not in the area and there's nothing untoward going on, you should be okay. It shouldn't be much of an issue.
Knowing that, I would advise the camp might be the best option, because at least then we'll have some light, some fire, and a more defendable mission than moving through night. I'm pretty sure at least two of us have a heavy disadvantage.
Yeah, Cheese is down for going a little slower, being a little sneakier.
Always down for the stealth.
Yes, stealth.
Hey,
All
for
right,
real,
time
Or-
to take off my chainmail and become useless.
More caution than stealth.
Yeah,
Yeah, caution. That's a better way to describe
we're not
it.
throwing caution to the wind here. Not yet, at least.
We'll get there.
Eventually.
All
Alright,
right.
well, slow and steady, I guess.
So slow
No
and
one,
steady.
no one leaves sight of the group.
I want everyone to make stealth checks then.
Woo!
Wee.
I'm invisible.
No, you're not.
Below 10. There we go.
Woohoo.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Overall,
Those
you all
checks are
do
fine.
pretty well. You're pretty sneaky. Is there anything you all are going to get up to on your walk, or is it going to be a pretty silent walk?
It's quiet, just occasionally Corvus sniffing the air, looking for signs of mint, and sure he's aware of his surroundings, and occasionally picking up dry twigs.
Gotcha.
We're gonna need some warmth when we camp. And to the point, if we don't have a fire, we'll freeze to death.
Gotcha.
Continuous vibe checks as we walk through the forest.
Right.
Also, any rats and stuff are just getting stabbed because Wanderer is
Oh
active.
my god.
Okay.
Every time you
Cor-
stab a rat, cheese goes, "No, my friend."
It's survival. We need to gather
need to
food.
It's the circle of life, but needless murder is not necessary.
I am keeping a watch on Syndras's demeanor.
She doesn't seem happy, but she's not being outright hostile to you.
I figured. What I'm more paying attention to is if she reacts frightfully to anything.
Okay. She doesn't seem to have any strong negative reactions. Like, there are once or twice where she'll, like, stop you all and wait for a second for just, like, larger animals. Usually it turns out to be something relatively harmless, some wolves occasionally. But, whenever you go further towards this direction, the animals don't follow you.
So we've entered a part of the forest where it's silent, no animals, no wind rustling, cryptid territory. Got it.
No, the wind's still rustling, and there are still like smaller animals chirping, but the
Okay.
larger ones are being very quiet.
Okay.
When we get to this area, do we sense anything off?
No, but Cheese still has that feeling. Corvus, you're maybe starting to feel something.
Again, that funny feeling.
Keep my nose out
Sorry, I
for
like
some weird
Roberta.
smells.
You're fine.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we're just continuously vibe checking the situation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, Cheese will just stop and she won't stop, but she'll like listen to a bird, just seeing if the bird songs change at all or if they lessen as they're getting closer to their destination. Because usually
Not
birds
really.
right off. Usually birds will go away whenever something's spooky.
They're quieter than they should be.
Mm,
Definitely. But they still talk.
so chilling. Okay, cool.
They're very territorial, but they're quiet.
It's more like how birds are just chirping constantly. Like
Mhm.
you'll hear them very frequently, especially at this time of day. It's early morning.
Mm.
Well, mid-morning, I guess would be more accurate. But they're not chirping constantly. It's only like the occasional chirp or tweet, and it's only to like two of them that are close together. So like a mated pair will just go and they'll chirp to each other, and that'll be very quick, and then they'll flutter off. And usually they make only short fluttering. They just fly normally, but they're not doing that. They're being cautious.
Mm. Yeah, Cheese doesn't really say much as they go along. She's probably making small talk, just kind of as much small talk as Cheese can.
Okay.
Talking about birds and maybe a cool snail she saw. She'll
Okay.
probably mention to Corvus the snail she saw.
Sindris occasionally gives you the side eye, but doesn't say anything.
Cheese just smiles at her.
In particular, when you start mentioning the snail.
You not like snakes?
I don't like you making noise about a snail.
Snail is very interesting. Noise deserves to be made about that snail.
She rolls her eyes and continues on ahead.
So silly. Corvus, what do
Um,
you think of snails?
Lessla will put a hand on Cheese's shoulder, reach up as best she can, and says, Miss Cheese, I believe that it is in our best interest to follow Miss Citrus's example.
I don't like her example.
You don't like a lot of things.
Correct, I don't like a lot of things. But I like more things than I don't like.
Well, I believe caution is the better part of valor on this one.
Caution. I'm aware.
Good girl.
She's every once in a while she'll just get so bored that she'll start talking again. But she'll speak quietly.
Corvus, Corvus will do something. Yeah, silly, but maybe for the better of the group, in his opinion. And he will, he will whisper to Cheese, so Cheese, you hear in the back of your head. No one else can hear this. Don't really have much opinion of snails. If you whisper, I'll hear it. They won't.
She's kind of gives him a subtle, very subtle look, raising her brow a bit. And she just continues walking with a smile. At one point, she'll go,
He also add, let me know when you want to. I can establish this.
"Hmm." Anytime, because she gets so bored that she just wants to talk.
Yeah.
She doesn't, because if she's not talking to somebody else, then she's talking to herself.
Yeah.
Anytime she wants to talk to him, she'll just throw him a glance. She fills the conversation with whispered descriptions of birds that she likes and informing Corvus of the conversations that they're having.
Yep. It's like she waves. She goes, yes. You go, I saw a bird. Very good. No one else can hear it.
bird?
Completely silent communication.
It was a northern mockingbird, very pretty.
Cheese, please check memes when you can.
Don't.
I am, dear God.
Do not touch it. Those aren't even good for eating. They don't kill a mockingbird. Whole thing. Bad luck.
There's a great book about that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Cheese
Anyway,
knows about the book.
getting back on track, hopefully.
Honestly, can we
Very
just switch
important.
the campaign to these birds? More interesting.
Okay.
It's actually a...
Who's gonna play Jeremy, the 1920s detective?
I apologize for everyone who has no idea what's going on.
I mean, we can always narrate the conversation that the birds had.
No, it's not
Rick, no,
necessary.
Rick,
It's
you'll
not
have to
worth
edit it
Yeah.
in.
Yes, yeah. Do it now, Rick.
Oh God.
Become a voice actor immediately.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on from that, the day goes by pretty much the same. Not much else to really discuss. You all make your way through the woods very quietly. And Syndrus is still stopping every so time there's something larger and kind of guiding you guys around at. At one point, it's a rather large black bear, but it
Oh.
doesn't seem to care that much about you all.
Oh, Cheese wants to talk to it so bad.
I mean,
Jeez.
Cheese can always attempt to talk to the animals. I won't stop it.
No, she knows it's not a good idea. But she wants
Okay.
to.
Wait, it's
Okay.
still active? I guess it's still like late autumn. They haven't gone to hibernation
Yeah.
I mean,
soon though.
bears don't sleep the entire time during hibernation.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they can still kind of wander around and stuff, but
But
yeah.
eventually you all do find a little clearing by a small little. It looks like it was like a den of something at some point, but whatever it is has long since moved out.
The woodland could be easily defendable if need be.
I'm moving you over to it actually.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, a little den of something that has long since moved out. It goes maybe about 5-10 feet back in there. Like you can squeeze in if you really tried. And there's also a little place where the animals have been kind of digging and makes a kind of perfect little fire pit.
You mean the corpse?
Yeah.
I know what it looks like.
Look,
I know what it
map
looks
the pod.
like. It is in fact a pit. You know, nice little pit and kind of like waste area they've dug. There are some small bones in there.
Oh, Cheese is looking at the bones. Cheese is picking through the bones. Oh, you did not just say bones and expect Cheese to do nothing about it. Cheese is enjoying the bones.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
She's
fine.
going
there's-
through everyone and trying to identify them.
It's small animals, small prey animals.
Just making sure that the little key thing there's actually empty.
Yeah, same.
It seems
any-
very empty.
Any beetles and like little insects?
Yes, there's plenty of them around actually.
I'll crush a couple of those. Those would be good protein.
And any
Okay.
signs that things have lived here in recent days?
Not in recent days. It seems like it's been abandoned for a while, a few months at least.
Okay.
This seems like probably like a large badger, or maybe a.
Large badger, maybe a small bear. Family of coyotes, if they happen to be in this area. You're not sure if they meet this range, Corvus.
Did the dingoes eat your baby?
Don't joke about that. Anyway,
Is
Would
the
someone
open
like
range?
to get the fire pit set up?
I'll get that. So.
Yeah. And this
Corvus,
bone here is a rat femur.
Very good. Would you
It's-
please put all the wood down so I
Cinders
can
looks
light
like
the
she's
fire?
never been more bored in her life. While just sitting there watching Cheese explain every single bone.
It's a hair, Miss Cheese.
Hmm?
It's a hair.
No, this is a rat bone. Much too small to be a hare.
If you roll survival, let's see what happens here.
Both rolls nat 20s.
It's a baby hair.
Less than 10.
No, no.
It's a hair.
Ah,
It's a young hair.
Cheese, as you look closely, you've discovered Corvus is in fact right. It is just a rather small hair.
She looks rather disappointed in herself.
Corvus is doing the. I think it's 1 minute it takes to light a campfire with the tinderbox.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you have it set
Pat.
up, Lesla's hitting it with firebolt.
That seems a bit
li-
excessive.
Have a better spell for this.
Can't
Firebolt
you do that
actively
with-
sets things on fire.
Can't you do that with
Prestidigitation
prestidigitation?
actively lights campfires.
So does Druidcraft.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of things do, but excessive.
Why? Why? You're just gonna blow the
Yeah,
the
so-
sticks to smithereens,
so
and we're not gonna have
let's-
a fire.
Let's roll an attack roll. I just want to make sure you don't accidentally set someone on fire with a nat 1.
Cheese is rather close because
an
I'm
11.
imagining that the
It's
bones
an
are
11,
close
okay.
to the.
So as soon as Corvus finished, he steps back. All right, now I just gotta light this right in front of him.
And then after that, I'm going to I'm going to use control flame to dim to dim it.
Okay. You dim it successfully. It dims down to a nice manageable level.
She squeaks whenever the fire is lit. She
It's
wasn't
like a full-on
expecting that.
back tumble away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Syndris just looks over at Lessla with a side eye, but then goes back to the fire, just sits down and warms herself by it. It is getting a little chilly out.
Yes. Leslie, seeing the side eye, looks to Sindris and says, "Is there a particular reason for that look?"
Did you have to make it so loud and obvious?
I didn't have to, but it is in my nature to
Then
do
you
things.
shouldn't have.
Miss Sindris, part of the reason to make the noise is to scare away smaller beasts.
And attract larger ones?
Provided they aren't starving nor injured, they should stay away from the fire.
She looks like she's about to continue arguing, but just thinks better of arguing with you. And goes back to just warming her hands by the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, permission to
She's still looking at the bones.
The bones are now scattered around the edges of the campfire.
permission to do something.
What will you be trying to do?
I'm looking for like small sticks that I'm like, okay, this could I'm not using for the fire. I'm gonna try and sharpen them and dig little pits so if something walks across it might step on the spike sticks. Like a small little thing,
Mini
like,
spike traps.
if it's not paying attention, or make it have to pay more attention so that they have to be more obvious. Like randomly placed. But it wouldn't go like set pattern.
Alright. So just randomly placing sticks?
Like some slightly sharpened sticks into the ground.
Okay.
Maybe
You're making a perimeter, essentially.
get a little bit of a perimeter, yeah.
Okay. Are you making around this sort of raised edge here? Or are you leaving that be and just sort of covering the
Raised
area
edge,
people...
you will generally see something crest over that. It's more like something trying to use or shrubbery.
Okay. So like
Shrubbery?
around this area and along here.
Yeah, around that area.
Okay. So just yeah, you can just do that. It's not gonna, it'll take you a little bit of time.
We got time.
But there's plenty of sticks in the area. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
make you roll for that.
Shrubberies.
I hate you sometimes, Rec.
Why?
Because now I'm completely thrown off track with the knights who say "knee." Anyway,
Oh, dear God. No. Yeah. Cheese is collecting all of the animal bones and putting them in her little bag. And she's even tying some of them to her druid stuff. Some of the smaller bones.
okay.
As just as a little bit of flavor, as Lessla is sitting there by the fire, she's basically practicing her magic by using control flames to animate the flames into the history of dragons known thus far. As like a little movie in the flames.
Okay.
Cheese is very happily watching.
Lessla, I need you to roll me an performance check.
All right.
See how good this is.
That's a 12.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean it's fire. It's a little crude. You're not getting like that you're not getting that scene from the Chronicles of Narnia, but you get something passable as like, yeah, you can tell it's a dragon, sort of. Maybe it's just a lizard or horse, but it gets the point across.
Lady Silverster, that one looks like cloud.
That is Clouth.
Oh, well then
Clouth.
perfect.
Cloth
the
glares at you for a second. You get the impression that he disapproves of it, as you made him look
No.
slightly more gangly than he would prefer.
No, not you, Clouth. The other Clouth, the red dragonborn that hunted or the red dragon that hunted other dragons.
He relays
Silver-
that you need to specify.
At which point, Lessla goes into a diatribe about Clouth and his history with dragons, and about the last time he was ever seen. He was ambushed by three ancient dragons, killed them all, and escaped into his lair.
So while you're doing that, that will take you quite a bit, because Lessla goes into detail on things like that. I assume, anyway.
Very much so, considering I have, when it comes to dragons, I have expertise in Arcana and Advantage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get expertise into history.
But while Lesla's doing that, is anyone else doing anything, having any conversations?
I think I'm too much time for me to set up that little perimeter, so we're probably doing that. The beetles are next to the fire for anyone who wants.
Yeah, Sapphire's mostly just gonna be wandering around this part of the clearing, enjoying being in a forest again and kind of like relaxing. Like this kind of forest, not like in a camp.
All right. Syndress, for her part, does actually seem to be kind of interested in the history Lesla's telling, but she doesn't dare say it. But she is definitely paying attention, more so than you've seen her pay attention to you at all thus far. Lessla, you're about getting into the final moments of your story, and then everyone, you suddenly find yourselves in a very different setting. The air around you is filled with this thick and noxious smoke that is honestly suffocating to the lungs. Can you all stand ready, weapons drawn? Lessla, you can feel as though the magic within you, as though you've just let loose a bolt of something or somewhat, though you can't remember doing so. But you definitely feel the distinct presence of you casting a spell that has just gone off. Inik, you stand guard, almost shoulder to shoulder with Syndress. Your weapon outstretched and a fresh spattering of red on it.
God damn you, Shadow!
What?
I know what this is.
I don't.
Cheese, you feel yourself beginning to shift, though you're able to catch and halt yourself, suddenly not quite realizing when you did that. Corvus, you stand in a ready stance. You now have the very distinct feeling that this place is not right. Something here is very wrong. Cheese, it has never felt stronger to you. Boy, for his part, is sitting there growling, but as pretty much all of you come to realization, he sort of gets that sort of like, look on his face, and the growl dies in sort of like a snort. Sapphire, you stand on top of a rock, sort of surveying the area in front of you, holding up your arm to cover from the thick smog, but you're not sure when this started. as you all look around, the area is very much different. This is not the place you just were a few moments ago. You have no idea how you got here or what is even going on.
I'll smell the air.
The only thing you
Uh,
can smell right now is that thick, choking smoke that lingers around you.
Immediately, not as ritual, casting detecting magic.
Detect magic? It doesn't go off.
Cheese
It
is
doesn't
looking
ping
to
that there's
see.
anything especially magical in the area.
Cheese is
Mm.
Or
looking to see if
detect.
anybody is injured.
No, everyone seems fine. No one here is really injured at all. Just Inik has some blood on his on the tip of his blade. Very small bit, like he just cut into something. But whatever it is
Cheese is
not
gonna
there. Only the fresh
mean,
spattering of blood betrays that you did in
so
fact
like
strike
I
something.
just kind of
You nicked something.
woke up and my sword was in my hand.
No, you were sitting there,
You just blinked, and all of a sudden,
and then
this.
all of a sudden you were standing there, sword in hand, like you had just finished a swing.
Yeah,
And when
yeah,
you looked
that
up
is
at it,
what that is what I was asking. I was because
yes,
it was in okay. So I
that
just
is exactly what happened.
because otherwise I couldn't see the blood because it'd be in the sheath. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
Uh,
okay.
Yeah.
I put
So
a-
so it's as if a battle had just happened, but we don't remember anything prior.
I look to this. I look to the sky. Where's this?
I would like to roll
Uh,
perception.
this, so it's about where it was last night, where you just were. It's about the same.
Wait, hold up,
Oh. Hey, did we jump the past?
hold up. I need to check my feats to see if I have a specific
Whoa.
one.
Can I roll
If I
perception?
could do something.
Fuck, I don't.
Should I?
Can I survey the situation like
You
I
can.
apparently just did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is not where you just were.
Yeah, no shit. I wanted to see if I see anything else.
Not immediately.
Okay.
None of you do.
Red.
Just again, there is like a thick, choking smog surrounding you.
Any visible fire?
Any physical fire? No.
I look off.
I will also
Is-
say it smells very like sulfurous and rotten.
Okay. I look for the only thing I can think to do now is look for tracks.
Tracks?
Ours, anything else's, just any tracks. Figure shit out.
Go ahead
Oh.
and roll me a survival check.
We'll move here then.
While he's doing that, could I try to identify the blood that is on Inik's sword? Like tasting its whatever.
That will be a very hard check, as most things have a very similar blood. You can tell it's red.
Yeah.
So
Mammalian, presumably.
yeah, I'll say it's a survival check.
Okay.
Inik or not Inik, Corvus, shouldn't you have advantage because boy is
No.
helping you?
No,
wasn't
it
told
just rolled off a nat 20.
I wasn't told I did, so I didn't. I wasn't told I did,
Right.
so I didn't.
So yeah, Corvus, you don't find any tracks. Cheese, it looks like blood. I mean, most creatures in the forest have red blood. So who knows?
Well, there's no magic in the immediate vicinity.
Meanwhile, Cintrus is kind of spinning around with her sort of rusty knife out, just trying to figure out what's going on and why she's holding her knife. She looks at it a few times, just trying to make sense of it before finally turning to Lessla. Did you do something?
No. If anything, this is very similar to what I've read called wild magic. I am no sorcerer, and wild magic should not affect me. That being said, we are not where we were. We seem to have been in a fight. The only thing I could think of, considering that whatever we're dealing with is somehow able to alter memories to a degree, is we may have had an altercation with whatever it is we were hunting.
I bite myself.
Do you bite yourself?
Yeah.
I mean,
Take
if
a
you're
point of
trying to
damage and
wake
hurt.
up,
Corvus, unfortunately, I don't think this is a dream.
I had to make sure this wasn't something else.
Miss Sindris, do you recognize this area of the forest?
No. I haven't been here before.
Okay, so we are dealing with this situation. We have no idea how we got here, what we were doing, nor where we are.
May. I can tell no time. It's the same time, which you may have been tricked the entire time.
Is it possible that this is an entirely new day?
That is a possibility.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into my bag and see how many rations I have.
You look into your bag, you are indeed missing a day's worth of rations.
Judging by the amount of rations I have, a full day has passed since we were last. What is the proper word? Not aware. Cognizant of our
Cognizant.
situation.
This
Wait, Lessla puts her bag back on.
Jesus. Does this look like completely different wildlife as well? Like we're in a
This is a
completely
very
different
different area. Like you are in a different biome. These trees are clearly, like these trees should not look like this. They are not healthy at all.
Here in your
Cheese is
head,
going
cheese.
to. Sorry, go ahead.
Here in your cheese head. Here in your head, cheese. Can you ask the trees anything?
Cheese replies, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. But what she is going to do is turn into a raccoon and scurry up one of the trees, one of the tallest trees, and see if she can see out over. Or no, I don't remember what wild shapes I have. Hold on, give me a second. I don't have a raccoon.
I have a raccoon. You've seen one.
I've seen one. I have a cat though, and cats have funny keen smell or whatever. And so she's gonna scurry up the tree in the form of a cat, and she's going to look around and see if she can find like a specific break where the sickness begins and a normal forest starts.
Okay.
Where's the cat that was following Corvus this entire time?
probably still on your shoulder.
Yeah, no, she's still there.
Okay.
At the start of this battle, her hackles were raised, but now she seems as confused as the rest of you.
Also, this is the first time anyone's ever seen Cheese just turn into an animal.
Well, that happened.
So, Cheese,
sorry.
you scurry up one of the trees looking for something.
She scurries up the seemingly the tallest tree she can find and looks out to see where they are in relation to, if she can even see it at all, the normal forest.
So you can see the normal forest like off towards this direction that I'm pinging down on the bottom corner of the map.
Okay.
Like that's very clearly where the normal part of the forest is. You can tell that. Also, Cheese, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Ooh, those are fun.
I know you have a passive of 21, but go ahead and roll anyway. Okay. Okay.
If this relies on, I think, smell.
I will not. It would be smell.
Let me double check. Yeah, because it's keen smell.
Yeah, smell would help.
For kitty cats, I get advantage.
Okay,
so I'll just roll again.
Yeah, essentially right now the smog is sort of obscuring your passive perception a little bit. Okay, 21. Cheese, around up over here, you see some of the plants actually moving and shifting around.
Over where?
She.
Around up here.
Ah.
Like they're kind of like
Okay.
moving and shifting. Like plants should not move like that, but those are definitely plants. Like those are leaves moving and shifting. Sort of
For,
moving off towards this off in this direction. Like away
For
from you
reference,
guys.
is it moving like the trees at the end of Prince Caspian where they're like eating people, or are they moving as in something else is moving them?
It's very small, whatever it is. Like
Very small,
these leaves are physically moving away.
Like
Sort of like like the closest thing you could compare it to is like a very leafy tumbleweed, but the motion's not right.
Cheese is gonna come back down, turn back into herself, and says, the normal forest seems to be not the direction that we were going. In fact, we seem to have gone the opposite way. And over there are moving plants. And she points in the respective directions.
Moving plants.
As in awakened shrubberies, or moving plants as in the plants that are moving?
It's definitely not natural. It doesn't seem to be like something else is moving them. It seems they are themselves moving.
I will look to Clouth and say, "Can you get us a bird's eye view?"
Clouth nods to you and takes to the sky and starts flying around.
Opportunity attack.
The sky.
Anyway, Clouth hops up and starts flying around over in this direction. Lessla, I assume you're sharing sight with him for now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you begin to excuse me. You begin to watch as he flies off over in that direction, begins to circle. He does eventually spot something. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 small little green shrub-looking things. Sort of, they're not entirely uniform, but you can tell they're the same sort of thing. It's hard for him to get a clear look at what they are, with how dense the foliage is over there. But there are very clearly 7 of them moving away from you. They are pretty small.
There are 7 small or tiny creatures that are moving in that
I will
direction.
tell you they are small.
Small, okay. Small creatures that are moving in that direction. And she'll point it out as, should we give chase? They might be the only clue we have as to what exactly happened here.
I would agree.
Do I know anything about anything?
Yeah.
No.
Roll-
You have never known anything ever.
Okay.
Roll me an Arcana check at disadvantage.
That sounds fair.
Could I make this Arcana check as well?
Less than 10.
You can. For you, it will not be a disadvantage. It'll be a regular check. As you're a little bit more learned in such matters.
That is a 20.
Okay.
I'm just a forest
Nice.
boy. I don't know. I'm just a forest man.
Yeah, Lessla, you know about like some monsters that mess with memory, like as you assume is what's happened. Plants that do it, you're not really familiar with. Like the memory and the awakened shrubs, at least that's what you're assuming they are. It just doesn't quite fit.
In my knowledge base, there's nothing that fits this description, so this will be an interesting experience. And assuming we're all running off with rapier and quarterstaff drawn.
So yeah,
Quarterstaff.
it will be difficult terrain.
I have a question, Shadow. Because if I dash, I ignore difficult terrain. That's not magical.
Yes, you do. You do not ignore this difficult terrain as you start moving through it.
Like so I kind of know. Just check.
No, there's something very
when
not
you
right
use
here.
the dash action, difficult terrain doesn't
Hey,
cost you extra
hey,
movement on
mom,
that
can
turn.
we have detect magic? No, honey, we have detect magic at home.
Yeah, no. When you start getting over there, Lessla, I was getting that actually. You start getting over there, yeah, there is something magical afoot. It's not a spell of any kind, but there is something magical afoot.
It actually doesn't
There's
say magic. It says I just ignored difficult terrain on that turn.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily dashing. I imagine like I move a little quickly and I can like detect that maybe I could move through
Yeah,
this
no,
faster.
it's like you are able.
Corvus knows forests like
Yeah,
back
you
of
are
his
able to overcome it.
Yeah.
Like you're fine.
What about me?
Do you ignore difficult terrain as well?
Well, no, it's the special thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's you have a little easier time than everyone. Not as much as Corvus. Just he seems to be like at home here.
Hmm.
But you have a little bit easier time than the rest. Um, Corvus, you start very quickly outpacing everyone else, including Boy.
That's fine. I'll using my
Or
I'll just try to get visual on these things more than
Mhm.
like anything else.
Well, as long as Cloth is in the air, we can track him.
Mm-hmm.
you can
So,
track it in that direction as well.
Corvus, as you start getting closer, I need to check something.
I get stabbed in the neck.
Vine whip. You get your vine whip goes around your neck and drags you into the tree. You take 2d6 falling damage. You fall 10 feet to the ground.
Okay. Do.
Oh, so funny. We actually played that movie in the studio last night while we were working. We played that and then Arcane.
Yep, Princess Mononoke, good movie.
For everyone watching,
movie.
yes, Princess Mononoke. It's the where the people are wearing the boar disguises. I said that, but the shrubs.
Remember, hey Marin, remember when when my character put on a boar hide and
Yes,
shoved
yes,
legs at
and
you,
chased around my character. Yes,
shaking
hello.
severed legs at you?
Yes, severed human legs.
I love how it says Shadow GM when he's typing.
Mm. Corvus, does an 18 hit you?
Oh dear God.
Okay.
Oh dear lord.
You take 10 points of fire damage as a firebolt flies back and hits you square in the chest.
Oh jeez.
And
Yep, 10.
immediately duck back, spin around, and go behind cover from the direction I saw it. Because it hit me in the chest, it was in front of me, so I duck behind a tree.
Yeah. You hear whatever those plant things are begin to start gaining ground on you. Like, continue moving away. Wait, Lessla, Detect Magic is a spell slot, correct?
Correct.
Then I forgot something. It does not work.
Oh.
You are out of spell slots.
Yep, I figured that was the case then.
Do we all see Corvus get hit with firebolt?
I'm too far.
Yes,
I'm
you
far ahead.
do.
Okay.
I'm ducked behind a tree.
Can I use Mask of the Wild while following after still?
That's, again, not quite something you have just yet.
No, it's my racial feature.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah.
That.
Okay,
Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else.
obscured. No.
Yeah, you can do that. But
Yeah.
you've
Oh.
been left well in the dust.
Yeah.
Like Corvus is like is like at least 100 or so feet ahead of you, but you do definitely see that firebolt fly back and strike
Okay.
him, and then him dive for cover.
That is a
As-
sad roll.
As you go to hide, Lessla just kind of looks over at you and says, "Whatever you're doing, you're not doing it well."
I'm just gonna ignore her. For my own mental health, I'm ignoring Lessla.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. How far does this? Oh no, they're too far ahead of me, aren't they? They're way more than 10 feet ahead of us, aren't they?
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna see if I could use Earth Tremor to slow them down.
If you try, and you are out of spell slots.
Oh great.
At which point, Lesla, realizing why exactly her spell didn't go off, says, "Hold up! Stop, everyone!"
Cheese will stop.
And then, just in a just attempting to cast a spell, she's going to dip a finger into her water pouch and toss it out. And when an ice knife doesn't form, she says, "I'm out of magic."
I think that I am too.
Yes, your ability to tap into the weave with your learned casting is exhausted for now. You are not able to draw further. You have exhausted your ability for the moment.
I do believe that chasing after things that can cast magic at us is a very bad idea. As
I'm
she,
so I can't hear anything because I'm too far away.
I'm assuming Lesla's speaking loud enough for Corvus to hear, correct?
Yeah,
Like
she-
being
she's-
kind of
feet
loud.
away.
Yeah, I
Like
don't.
100
There's
feet
no point
away.
in being quiet now.
So Lesla's yelling.
yeah,
Corvus, you can hear.
and if not, Cloud will relay the message to you.
Checking my hiding spot, I will using trees and making sure there's always a tree behind me. Move back to the group. Just clutching my probably bleeding chest.
Not bleeding, but very much burned.
Well, bad enough burn will bleed.
That's fair.
I need to.
Cheese goes up to him and kind of subconsciously just like immediately goes to cast Cure Wounds, but it doesn't work.
I think we need to retreat for now and rest while we recollect ourselves and figure out what has happened. And the best option is to go in the opposite direction of which we were heading when we lost our memories.
Well, we were sitting
Whoa.
there when we lost our memories.
Yes, but I'm talking
So going
about
in any direction.
during the period in which our memories were lost, not when we were sitting down.
Oh, the normal forest is back that way. She points.
Then for now, I think it is best for us to recollect ourselves. Does anyone disagree? If you do, you're an idiot.
Well, that's very rude, because I was going to disagree.
Syndrus looks very upset, but she nods.
Why would you disagree, Miss Cheese?
I think that staying here would probably prevent us from becoming lost. We lost our forest. We lost our memories in the normal part of the forest, seemingly. Going back wouldn't protect us.
Miss Cheese, I need you to think about it and not just that was when we lost our memories. We lost our memories relatively recently. It's just that the point at which our memories cut off is back then.
Was this slumped
It's
against
just-
a tree?
Jesus. I don't like the fact. I don't like any of this. All of this is wrong.
One question, Chad. Did it seem like the shrubs cast the spell, or did it seem like something else?
It came from the direction they were headed. Whatever those plant things were, it came from that direction, definitely.
here and bicker all we want. We can get moving.
Which point? Lessla will say, are there any other disagreements to moving back to what we could consider a safer location? Point. Lessla will look to Cheese and say, would you please guide us?
Cheese is kind of just looking in the direction that the mysterious shrubs went off to. But then she sighs heavily and nods and begins to lead the way back towards where she saw the sickened forest. So you described the forest as sick. Is it
Yeah.
like decaying, or is it just something is so inherently wrong there's no other way to it, or is it like radiation poisoning?
It's like it's like something has massively poisoned the trees and the shrubs.
Okay.
They're not decaying, but they are not healthy.
Okay, she's gonna try something. She's just gonna pick up a handful of dirt and eat it.
Okay.
Oh.
How's it taste?
Like dirt.
Bad dirt? Good dirt? Cheese knows what good dirt tastes like.
Explain. Elaborate, please.
So if all of the plants within the region are growing incorrectly or are growing to be sickly, then it's probably something with the soil quality, whether it be magical
I
or
see.
otherwise. And so she's just trying to
No.
taste that.
It is in fact not that.
And she spits it out. And she continues leading the way. And she is, for the first time ever, looks annoyed.
You doing all right, Cheese?
Forest is sick and I can't do anything to help it. I'm not doing all right.
Look, not helping anyone. If the little lady can't use her magic, I ain't doing hot. And from what I can tell, you can't do your magic either. I know condition we're not in proper fighting shape, and we can think on this once we've had time to think.
Oh yeah, Shadow. How many arrows am I missing?
None so far.
Thank God.
Corvus is using his spear to walk.
Yeah, anyone else, anyone who's paying any attention to Sintress, roll me a perception check. It's not a hard
Copy.
difficulty.
I'm keeping my eyes open and everything, so I'll say.
Well, nope. Apparently, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah,
for that.
cheese. You don't have to roll. I know what your passive is.
Okay.
So 11.
Yeah. So Cheese, Corvus, and Lessla, and Inik, Inik's not paying attention. So just Cheese, Corvus, and Lessla. You all see Cheese kind of out of it right now. Like it's not from something being wrong. It just if you've seen someone in like a drunken stupor or being like just dizzy, looks like that, and she kind of goes over to this rock and just slumps against it and slides down to the ground.
Yeah.
Is she starting to display symptoms that are like those within the camp that I was showing to him?
No.
Lessla will move over to her. It says, Miss Sintress, are you all right?
As you get closer, you can hear her like mumbling something. Just not again, not again, not again, not again.
As someone who's seen like I imagine I've experienced a panic attack before.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Hey.
She makes eye contact with you and is quiet for a moment. Her eyes are wide with, or yeah, fear. That's what it would be.
Stay with us now, right? Not happening again. Stay with us. Okay?
Miss
Uh,
Citrus.
Roll me charm, Corvus.
Persuasion?
Yes, sorry,
Less than 10.
wrong system.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm known for not being very charismatic, okay?
Yeah,
You-
that's why I was trying to talk to her. God damn it!
Corvus just took
you
control.
you start. Well, it wasn't a nat one, so you
Yeah.
didn't make it any worse. But
Yeah.
At which point Lessla will look at Corvus and says, "Please let me deal with people. You can deal with the forest."
What
And she will look at Sindris and says, "Sindris, look at me. I need you to take a deep breath. Focus on what you can do right now. Touch your fingers together. Count your breaths. Focus on where
persuasion with
you are."
disadvantage.
Understandable.
Mm.
A 9.
That's actually enough.
Okay.
Just barely. It was an 8. It wasn't a very hard check.
Yep.
She she starts to like slow her breathing and nod a few times after a second and sort of start to take stock of her surroundings, and then she sort of frantically just realizes that she's not holding her knife and looks for it, finding it kind of in her sheath and grips onto it very tightly.
Pointless will says, "I'm not going to ask you what you are mumbling about right now. We need to move from this location, but I would like to talk to you later about it, as it might provide some insight, if you're all right with that."
She turns away from you at first and brings an arm up to her eyes and sort of holds it there for a moment, rubs it a few times. When she pulls it away, you can tell that she's was definitely trying to hide some misty eye that she was getting. But she nods. Okay. Okay.
And I will.
She
Is
just
she?
grips onto her knife all the tighter.
Yeah. Is she? Does she still look a little distraught?
Very.
Yeah. In that case, Lessla will gently grab her by the wrist, and guide her along as she gestures for Cheese to keep leading them.
If you try to grab her by the wrist, she will immediately jerk away.
Okay, well then I'll put my hand on her back then to guide her.
She accepts that.
She looks at that. She can't help but purse her lips a little bit. Turn around and keep leading the way.
Okay. Cheese, since you're leading the way, I'm gonna have to check. It's gonna be a
What?
disadvantage since you don't know quite where you are. Unless you can
Did
make
you
an
say
argument
survival check?
for to help you.
Did you say survival check?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
With at
You cut out.
disadvantage, unless you can make an
At disadvantage.
argument as to
The only argument I would be able to make is when in doubt, Mariodark, follow your nose. But
that will actually work.
yeah,
Is the smell of
I'm
sulfur
the
going away? We're
greatest.
going in the right direction.
Yeah, if the yeah. So just a standard check.
Yeah, just a standard check.
Oh, thank God. 22.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to, kind of using some of your animal senses to help you out. You're able to begin to sense kind of the scent of where you guys have come from, which
This
I assume
way.
you're trying to head back that way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese is leading everyone that way. Whenever she catches like the clearest scent, she just says, "This way," and keeps leading.
hmm
Um,
So yeah, you're able to start to do that fairly well, actually. And yeah, it takes you a good bit. It is towards the night. You guys are feeling really, really tired, actually, because the sun is setting at
Mhm.
this point.
Presumably again.
And the adrenaline rush that you had is wearing off.
Ah,
Want to settle down.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you're able to find there's actually a pretty nice place like right here by this rock down here, or over by this rock, where you can make a nice little a sort of small campfire for the night.
Is there any water nearby, or are we out of luck on that?
You're out of luck on that.
Okay. Corvus will wants to settle down, hoping that someone else knows how to make a fire. Will begin. He takes off his cloak, takes off his shirt, and just begins tending to his burn, because if he doesn't treat that, it's going to get infected.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Cheese, after a while, will try um, cure wounds again.
Okay.
Give it a couple of
No.
hours. Yeah, I didn't figure anything would happen.
Yeah, you're gonna need to rest and recover
Yeah.
before you can do that.
Seeing a shirtless Corvus, he is covered in scars. Like his entire
She,
torso is just covered in various scars.
Cheese, whenever she can't do anything, she doesn't look angry. She just looks like really, like guilty.
hmm
You do something. Start looking for food. Have some. Water's important. Someone needs to go get firewood.
I can look for water and will be the best at finding it. That would
I
help
guess
with your burn.
I guess I'll collect the firewood.
Yeah,
I
any
recommend
movement?
none of us go alone.
Yeah. Hear any movement? Fire first. Ask questions second. If you want to split up, just a call sign of some kind. That way you don't end up startling someone else.
Mhm. I will look at Cloud and says this. Please accompany Cheese, keep us safe.
What do I have to go with Klaus?
Because he is a good protector.
He hates
I
me.
try.
I think he would rather let me die.
Now he wouldn't do that, would you, Clouth? And I give Clouth a pointed look.
Not intentionally.
I was so hoping Cloth would just say yes.
He's He's rough around the edges, but he's still a good companion, a good friend.
Klaufa sort of puffs out his chest and gets a proud look at the compliment.
Yeah, Cheese will sigh and then take class and go look for a water source nearby.
All right. So we'll get to what Cheese is doing in a bit. What about the rest of you?
I said I was going to be gathering firewood.
Gotcha.
Corvus, for the most part, here, that's fine. Is like perched against the rock. It's keeping an eye around him, keeping his back protected, keeping an eye around him, just watching for any movement in the trees, but just checking on the others. I guess that they mostly look okay.
Yeah, everyone else seems fine.
While I look for firewood, could I try and make sure I'm hidden with the Mask of the Wild stuff?
Yeah.
Alright. There we go, that's better. I don't want to get jumped.
Yeah. While they're doing that, Lessla is going through her journal to see if there's any new notes written in it since the day before.
Not really. Like, it seems like you didn't really have time to do that.
Of course, it'd be the one day where I don't write my book.
Jumped us when we were camping.
Yes, but
All right.
there's always something to examine, even when you're on a walk.
What's the last thing everyone remembers?
It was regaling people with the history of dragons. About how Klauth, the old snarl, had been ambushed, and he managed to escape, heavily wounded.
Remember that? Oh, okay. Everyone else?
Is this before or after
After
Cheese
you
leaves
guys
the
have
fight?
left,
Okay.
Corvus is just cleaned it.
I look to Sindris.
She doesn't seem to quite be with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and get her attention, then that'd be something different.
Lessla will put a hand on her shoulder and nudge her a bit. It says, Sindris. Sindris?
She jumps a little bit, but takes note of you.
What is the last thing you remember before we were there?
I remember listening to your stories.
Yeah, seems that we, at the very least, the three of us have a very common cutoff point, which indicates that whatever it is that altered our memories can only alter so much of them. Whether that might change via the amount of people being affected or relative power of the people is unknown.
I've heard of being blackout. Something similar to that. How did we get here?
Judging by all the evidence we walked in.
How I also didn't notice anything strange. Just wasn't even a chance to protect ourselves from it.
Again, I might add, we did protect ourselves. The blood on Inik's sword is evidence of that.
From
Whatever.
mental effect, we were able to act, which means we blacked out.
Or it's something that we productively failed to protect ourselves from.
It means we just forget where it goes. I'm right. Mr. Trothar there was able to wound it. That might have scared it off. Right. This Elder Crown went up on the rock to try and watch where it went, but as soon as it left her eyesight, I guess the next question I actually have is, what's the first thing you remember?
Well, as being the clearing with our weapons drawn. As I said before, we did have the ability to defend ourselves. In fact, it appeared we were doing as such.
Based on the fact that no one here is particularly injured, doing alright. Nothing else.
It is possible that this is some sort of predator. This is a variation of ambush tactics. It attacks us once to weaken us and continues to do so until we can no longer defend ourselves.
What if it can just erase memory? What if we did camp out, then we moved in the morning, and which, if the sun was in roughly the same place, would race a roughly 24-hour period, unless it was longer, but that's my assumption so far, only 24.
Well, one missing set of rations, it means that it should be roughly a 24-hour period, as we'd be missing more, I believe, if it were any longer.
So I'm gonna guess it didn't attack in the night, it can just erase a certain amount of time.
Erasing the memories may be a defense function rather than a offensive function. If it were keen on making sure we died in our fight, it would have erased our memories and then continued attacking us while confused. But instead, it was running, whatever it was that hit you was running away from us. At which point I look to Sindris and say, do you have experience with this situation, Miss Sindris?
Silverster, you know the answer to that question.
She takes a minute, but does nod.
What were the circumstances of the first time? You don't need to go into deep detail, but I would like to examine any similarities.
It was when my brother went missing. I came to when he was gone. She grips her knife tighter as she says that. her knuckles are white around it. Whiter than they already are, rather.
Yep. Lessla puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "Is that his knife?"
She nods.
What were you doing before you came to?
We were hunting. That's it. Nothing
And,
should have gone wrong.
and the area you came to in different from where you had originally been?
She nods again.
And a day had passed.
I don't know about that part.
I look to Corvus and say, "Yes, I have a hypothesis of the events.
Nods. And looks at you.
The circle, whatever magic was involved in it, made people walk off into a direction, such as with Miss Cheese. What
Do
if
you know if we can do anything else?
in combination with that effect, whatever it is that's making people lose their memories, is making the people who are with the people who are under the effect of this guidance, let's call it, are then made to forget the events that are happening when the people start to leave, which explains why the people who disappear without any trace, because they're not being forced to go anywhere. They are technically doing it of their own volition, and anyone that would have seen it forgets it."
I can follow that. What about gestures to the world a little bit around the you said it was like a sulfurous, smoky smell.
It's dissipated by now.
It was a
It
sulfurous.
dissipated after a few rounds.
The sulfurous smell that was lingering in the area.
It was a visible fog.
A mist of sort.
It's possible that it was a miasma of sorts. It might be the catalyst for forgetting things.
Like a skunk spray.
Similar. Or it might be a byproduct of the magic itself. I don't know. Without the ability to detect magic near instantaneously, I wasn't able to really look at the effects. There's too many questions. This once again starts falling to the wheelhouse of different types of creatures, but not exactly one.
Corvus will just sort of finger. Is the mud hard packed or soft still?
Sorry, what was that?
Ground's hard packed or is it hard and soft?
Soft. It's not quite muddy, but pretty close.
Well, in his he will write "Get Me Not" in as he remembers in the druidic. It's probably not the most accurate.
Okay.
What if I have a silly idea, but old magic works weird? What if we made it? What if we found some forget-me-nots and made tea from? Think that would do anything?
I have not seen that type of flower in this biosphere, nor is it the season for it to bloom. But I suppose we could ask Cheese to make some.
While she's saying that, I'd like to expand my senses to cast detect magic.
Okay. So that you are able to.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you you do get the sense there is something. There's magic kind of all around in here, though it's not spells. It's not anything
It's just
arcane. It's just
Yeah.
there. It's
Not
not. It's
fuck.
definitely not good. Like it's wrong. Some way. It's not
It's-
natural, but it's not arcane in it's very weird.
this area is contaminated.
It's not something you've felt before.
No, Corvus was just say that this area is contaminated. Radiating magic that's it ain't right.
Well,
Oh, but it ain't right.
as wrong as it may appear, this might be the natural state of this area. I think it is best for us when the others return to rest.
I ain't in much condition to keep moving. If
Yes,
something comes, just start running. I'll hold it off best I can. I just slow you down.
We shall see all this. But you are one of my companions, and as such, unless there is no other option, we will not leave you behind. It would dishonor me as a noble of the Silver Marshes.
Not the first person to say that.
I might be the first person to mean it. And how is Sindris looking?
She's sort of checked out.
Miss Sindris.
She looks up at you.
I think it is best if you rest as best you can. I understand that elves are a bit unique when they rest. But it will be good for your mind.
And before we get to a response, we're gonna cut over to, I believe it was both Cheese and Sapphire that went looking for sticks.
No, I thought
Cheese
Cheese
was
was looking
looking
for
for a
water.
water source.
Cheese is looking for water. Sapphire's looking for sticks. Okay.
Yeah. So Cheese has cloth with her, and I
Oh.
have flowers with,
Yeah.
which bestest protections for both of us.
Yeah. Unless you have a conversation you wish to have, you're able to both accomplish that relatively easily with the search.
Cool.
Cheese just spends the entire time muttering in Druidic. To herself, things along the lines of just, I don't like this place, this forest is sick, blah, blah, blah. Just general statements of her displeasure about the situation.
Okay.
Any conversations I have probably already been done. And I am staying hidden while I collect firewood. I don't want to be caught off guard. And I rolled my stealth from before. It's a 17.
Cheese is trusting the forest to warn her should something happen.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get anything. You're both able to make it back at about that time, and
And there's a rustle. Corvus immediately grabs his knife and turns to see who it is.
Just me, Sapphire. It's just me. Don't shoot.
Cheese is arriving at about the same time.
Come back, I have water. And she puts down the water. And goes to begin treating Corvus again.
Corvus is mostly done most of it, but you can tell he's wrapped the cloak around his shoulders to keep him warm because there's no fire. But other than that, also using whatever plants you could find that would be appropriate to make a makeshift bandage.
Rub some dirt on it.
Only once it's really clean, and you need to dig. He needs some clay for that. This is still an open wound. Anyway.
Whenever Cheese comes back, does she see what Corvus wrote on the ground in the dirt?
Yeah.
Were you attempting to write Druidic?
Yes, ma'am.
From does it actually look anything like Druidic, or is it just
Sort of.
like kind of a garble?
It's like
Almost.
somewhat. So imagine someone trying to write kanji from memory without knowing how to write kanji. It looks like that.
Beautiful.
He looked at it. He studied it very intricately, but that doesn't mean like he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese is gonna sigh heavily, and she's gonna wipe it away, but she's gonna rewrite it in proper Druidic.
Sapphire's setting up the fire.
And as she's writing it in proper Druidic, she's going to she's just gonna write it. She's
Okay.
not saying much, and she just basically shrugs Klaus off.
As you're all doing that, everyone except Cheese, because I know Cheese will succeed at this. Actually, no, all of you will succeed at this.
Hell
It's not
yeah.
it's not a hard check. Your passives will cover this for you. All of you start to hear something. It's light and melodic, although very, very faint. But all of you immediately recognize it. All of you immediately recognize this song. It's one you've been hearing not every night, but many nights for some time now.
Lessla, as soon as
Shadow, is this the thing?
It is.
Lessla, as soon as
Cool.
she hears it, is running off.
Yeah, same. I'm fucking. Well, not.
I'm assuming that all of you do that.
Well, Corvus more moves a
No.
bit more slowly.
No, Inik, you do not go running to the song from your dreams.
What? Why would I? That seems stupid.
Fair. But Lessla is going.
Your charge is leaving you in the dust.
Cheese
Grumble,
takes
grumble,
a-
something about magic bad. Walks on.
Yeah.
Cheese looks kind of
Even
what
Sindris gets up and actually starts following you guys.
I'll lean a little bit on the Drake, a little bit on my spear, so that I have like a really makeshift stuff.
Crutches.
Yeah.
Cheese will be helping him as well. But she does have a
Do I
distinct look
get
of
the
worry on her face.
with just insight, way everyone reacted, at least who reacted very aggressively, do I get the feeling they also have the look of remembrance for them, or is it like, why are they acting so weirdly to that? That's weird. I know it, but how do they know?
It wouldn't be an unreasonable assumption to think that they know this somehow too.
Okay.
I'm changing my background music.
I will
to
say
that
Cheese's
song.
expression is just like straight up
I
concern.
would, but it's copyrighted.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm having it in my background. No one else can hear it but me.
But it's copyrighted. It has to be the. Well, I think.
It's not like I have the
Rec,
music playing
Rec
anyway.
silences the music.
Okay. Fair enough. I would have to dig through to YouTube to get it though.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I mean, I
Know
could
what it
just
is.
send you the link right now.
We know what it is.
It's
Uh,
fine.
You know
All of
what?
us
You
know what it
know the
is,
command.
sure.
You go ahead and you can play it in if you'd like.
Exclamation point play. Yeah, /play. Input.
I do grab
no,
my
you
stuff
can.
before I leave. I just never leave. Drake will pick it up.
Cool.
Tube. True. Put. And I've got permission to play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
I believe so.
Should be playing. It goes.
And it is the it's definitely the same voice.
Cheese just looks very, very concerned. Almost a little scared.
Mm-hmm.
I look like
was,
I'm racking my brain. Like, okay, what?
It's like I think it's the idea of like, what was this naturally a paranoid mess? To a degree, it's like this song knows it well. So it's like that weird thing, like that familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little less scared of it. So it's more curiosity than it is.
Lesla's just in a dead sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm dashing.
Yeah. No,
and,
you're
and,
all.
and using cunning action, the bonus action.
Yeah, no, you're all. You're all booking it. Uh-oh. Roll20 says I have exceeded my maximum amount of tokens. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no!
5,000 tokens.
Quick,
Okay,
delete from.
give me a
Quick, delete
second.
one.
Purging library. Should have thought about to do this before.
Well, you didn't know you had a limit.
No,
Simply,
I knew I had a limit. I just didn't know I was at it.
simply a skill issue, I assure you.
Yes, skill of your wallet, really.
Exactly.
Oh.
Steve Rec gets it.
Money is
Okay.
the ultimate skill.
Ask Batman.
You're not wrong, but regardless.
Only stock.
You all
Green arrow too.
continue this mad dash through the forest. Running blindly towards this song, the singer, that you now hear clearly. Despite the fact that there is none of the music you remember from your dream, you can still vividly hear it playing alongside the vocals in your mind. As you draw closer and closer, and eventually you start to draw closer to well, the edge of this sort of off area. Come on, you upload. This is frustrating, as I thought I did upload this, and I didn't. And now it doesn't want to.
How dare it?
Le who's a her.
What?
It's a
I
Ace Ventura event reference.
Mm-hmm.
Reference
Oh,
fine.
I think that's the
I'm-
second movie too.
It is the second movie. I have very old odd references.
The
Yeah,
only reason I know
Ace
that is
Ventura, the pet
because I
detective
watched that.
Rouge.
I watched that like 8 times with my dad. My dad
Uh-huh.
loves those
Ouch.
movies.
Yeah, they're good movies.
They are good movies. They're hilarious.
Dear God.
Like a
Ah.
glove.
I hate that. I think I hate it.
Why? Jim Carrey's funny.
Jim Carrey is the best.
I never said he wasn't funny. To think that
Having a
man's
little
last
trouble with the
movie
lady
is
ace.
Sonic 2.
She's not a lady.
Einhorn is a man.
Let's go.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Okay. Well, as that doesn't want to load, everyone on the stream, you're just gonna have to wait to see this until next week, and I'm gonna have to put it in.
Oh, don't you fucking dare do what I think you're about to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put what you all see in Discord.
And then
This
call
doesn't
it.
want to load. Yeah. We have a short session this week.
No.
We still got to 2 hours.
So, you all see, as you start break out into a clearing, who seems kind of startled to see you, as she turns over her shoulder and cuts off mid sentence and mid note.
Oh,
And that's where we will call it.
Ooh, she's pretty.
Screams
nice.
witch, holds out cross.
God damn it. Alright, with that, we will call it here for today. As always, have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are, and remember to stay frosty. For those of you who enjoyed the music and wish to support the channel, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and view the links down in the description. Until next time.
Dust and turn me into such. All you're gonna